Hi, everyone. I wanted to talk a few minutes about grades in this class, and I think I'd like to come up with an option for everybody that should actually improve the grading process for both you and me, both student and professor in this class. Totally optional. You don't have to do it, but I really think it'll help in a lot of cases. Let me start by, I think everyone knows this, but let me just start this with uh, some background on where I'm coming from here. So this is one of the projects from our class. And if you look at the bottom of the Start Here page, you'll see the competencies. The competencies is what you need to demonstrate to pass this class and obtain a master's in strategic communications. And you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different criteria here. And you have to demonstrate all of them in your project submissions in order to pass the project and to pass the class. You can't pass the class if you don't successfully complete all the projects. So my experience is that I have graded a lot of papers that were good, some very good, but they're missing one of these competencies. So I have to give the paper does not meet requirements. And that's tough. I hate giving bad grades to good students. So what I'm going to do is make a suggestion. And again, it's not required, it's optional, but I think it'll help you. It'll definitely help me. And that is, I'm going to suggest that when you submit a project, you submit also a compliance matrix. And the compliance matrix would be where you would take the competencies on one column and type them all out. And then in the second column, show where you've provided those competencies in your project. So it'll serve two purposes. Number one, it'll help you make sure that you've met all the requirements of the project. And then when I look at your project, it'll help me make sure that you've done that, because I think sometimes when I grade, I look in the usual places for where things are supposed to be, but you may have met the competency somewhere else in the project and I may have missed it. So this will help both of us in terms of avoiding unnecessary resubmissions. So for this example, the competencies were network of people employed in a target professional network. You would tell me that that's in Part B, sections 1, 2, and 3.2, display your professional network. I think that's pretty clear and obvious. Everybody would know that's where I always look for it. Provide sufficient correctly cited support that substantiates the writer's ideas. So you would tell me, okay, that's in references at the end of Part A, where I listed all my references to show you all the support I had for what I wrote. Now, you may have gone the extra mile. You may have said, I also provided clear links throughout the plan to demonstrate how the references were used to substantiate my ideas, which would be absolutely great. So that would tell me you really did a great job of meeting that one. So, feel free to do a sales job here. Let me know what you did, and if you went the extra mile, let me know you went the extra mile. Describe the practice of strategic communications in various economic sectors. So the hypothetical student here would say, I drew upon and explicitly linked to typical fast food industry practices, assuming they're clients in fast food. In Part A, 1.3, use of space, 3.1, coaching and mentoring, and 5.1.1, channels and best practices. And that tells me where to look to say, oh yeah, you did look at the food industry and your client was in the food industry and you did take those practices and incorporate them into your plan. And the next one is, produce appropriate products for communicating with target products. And you tell me, well, I created an infographic podcast, a webinar. They're in Part B, section 3.1. And if you go through this process, and I'm encouraging you to submit this compliance matrix, which will not be graded. It can be sloppy, it can be poorly spelled. It's not going to be graded for anything. It's not a product you owe. But if it will help me figure out where you've met every single competency, that would be great for me. And I think it would help you too in terms of just avoiding a lot of unnecessary time resubmitting old projects when your focus should be on new projects. So I hope that's helpful. I'd welcome any questions or comments about this. Other than that, I will let me know if you have questions, and I'll see you in class. Thanks.